Hey there, Mr. Terry, high school history teacher. Welcome back to another History Teacher Reacts video. All right, we've got some American history lined up, and it's going to be very accurate. I know it. Even though this video is titled, Badly Translated American Civil War. So this is from a channel favorite, StarvHarv, who, by the way, is going to be a contestant on the next episode of History Showdown, my live history trivia game show. He is matched up with a couple other European content creators, including Living Ironically in Europe and Lavater. So make sure you check that out, sub to the channel, you will see the announcements, enable those notifications. All right, this original video is down below. Please support him. He's got a great video series going here, and he just keeps getting better and better. All right, let's check this out. All right, the only thing I'm afraid of is if maybe the South wins the American Civil War this time. I don't know. We'll see how bad the translations mess it up.
I translated a timeline of the American Civil War through languages with terrible translation quality. This was the result. November the 6th, 1860.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln was selected as the American president.
He was elected in 1860.
Lincoln is the president of the country against the spread of the slave.
That is true.
1861. On February
So the
4th,
slavery question obviously was a big deal going into 1860. We're going to see the secession of states immediately, even before he's inaugurated, are going to start doing that. But yes, it was basically an issue that just kept getting kicked down the road further and further by earlier presidents like Buchanan. But now it's like they got to decide on what to do.
in Montgomery, Alabama, Montgomery organized the southern provinces of American composition. The broadcaster, Montgomery, agrees that Jefferson Davis is the mid-president of the...
Now, I know Vlogging Through History, Chris probably did way better job at probably getting the original, like, potential translations there. I'm going to be doing my best here, but yes, I mean, secession did not start in Alabama, but they're definitely going to be one of them states.
Broadcaster, Montgomery, agrees that Jefferson Davis is the mid-president of the United States of America.
Well, he didn't run for president of the United States. He's going to be the president of the Confederacy, though.
April the 12th.
By the way, wait, I just noticed something. There's like a overlaid like Twitch chat in the bottom left. What's it? What did it say?
Of the United States of America.
Okay, it's just W's, L's, and then you see that one that says Eric from Eric Sean. I hate my wife.
America. April the 12th. Fire staff building Fort Sumter, South Carolina.
Fire staff building? Firing on Fort Sumter, it should be. Kind of the first, I guess you'd say, battle of the Civil War in South Carolina. But yeah, it's kind of the official start. They wanted the troops, because they had seceded, South Carolina had seceded, and they wanted federal troops out of Fort Sumter. But they were like, nah, we ain't leaving. All right, battle time.
The Civil War is official.
It is.
On April the 15th, President Lincoln will present a public statement about the elevation and ask 75,000 milliseconds to stop the application.
So, by the way, Lincoln's whole campaign going in there was essentially like slavery was going to kind of remain. Like in his campaign, it just didn't want it to spread further, which was unacceptable to the Southerners. Also, this is still an era of Western migration and Western colonialism, manifest destiny. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff going on, and territories and potential states. And that had been the big question, was what to do about slavery and all those new places that are being colonized out west.
Lincoln joins 43,000 volunteers on May the 3rd to increase the number of everyday teams. May the 24th, American power is transferred to the Potomac River, and the miracle of Robert E.I. Portuguese Elmer Ellsworth.
Somehow, how did they screw up Lee so bad? How did you get I Portuguese Elmer Ellsworth?
11-kilometer owner of Mars Order House was a foot commander in New York City and friend of Lincoln. He's still removing the candy flag from the roof.
Good.
That's what he's doing.
I mean, it's been up there so long. I mean, those anti-candy flaggers, they grabbed it and threw it up on a roof. Got to get it down.
Get rid of this candy flag. Get out of here. Ellsworth is the first American official to celebrate the war. Yeah, this rocks. Late May, Richmond is
Help me out with some of these.
Richmond
what do you think?
Was the second place in the Amalgambia and the most industrialized city. June the 3rd.
I'd say something because the South was not industrialized. It's their economy wasn't built on that. It was raw resource acquisition. But yeah, Richmond's going to be the capital, and it was called On to Richmond. That's what the North was hoping you could get there, but it was a lot harder than that, and they invaded all the way down, though, down the coast.
The first disaster in the east of the United States, and the Federal Army in the west of Virginia. The Great Battle L, the first battle in the world in Virginia. June the 20th.
There had never been a battle in the whole world.
The Bicycle Convention.
Oh, they ended it? They had to cut it short?
Was isolated from Western Virginia.
Yeah, see, can't have two Virginias.
Virginia, official design and accepted of 35. So not only did Virginia split into West Virginia and Virginia, Northwest Virginia was like, screw this whole West Virginia thing.
Yes. See, they thought the West Virginians and the regular Virginians were all idiots. That was the woke West Virginia.
21st, Buran's Battle, the first written. Close to the Virginia Manamedia, the United Nations organization, McDowell weapons forced to protect Washington.
Okay.
July 1861, North Korea. A series of global
didn't exist
works
yet.
And technology forces from Washington, D.C.
Series of global works, technology. So they've just been sleeping this whole time. It's the 1860s. I mean, Japan is about to invade them here in a couple decades.
August the 10th. After the death of the disaster in Lyon, the army has withdrawn from the federal attack.
Oh, no. That's right. There was an invasion of France.
Highlight the strong confession of the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
October the 21st, Battle of Ball's Bluff. Edward D. Baker, president of Oregon, president of Lincoln, and his friend, led the army back to the Potomac River.
Potomac,
forced to return to the river.
Potomac was a big geographic barrier in the war.
By many drawings of the archipelago.
Like all of them. Oh gosh, look at the one on the right.
There's too many drawings. Stop drawing. And then they fall into the water. 1862, February the 16th. Donelson, Tennessee. The river left the river under heavy control. Not fun.
The Cumberland Gap. The Chamberlain Gap.
February the 22nd. Jefferson Davis was the president of the United States.
The Confederate United States.
Like, I'm changing team. March the 7th to the 8th. Battle of Pea Ridge. The American victory interrupted the administration of the Missouri River. Relaxing in Missouri.
They dammed it up.
March the 8th. Customer service surveillance and marijuana, Virginia. First Iron Gate. A battle on the Hampton Road on the Virginia coast. On March the 8th, Virginia destroys 2 wooden cabins across the line.
No!
Okay.
I thought the guys, this is going to take some of you back if you're older, but do you remember the guys in Seinfeld that stole Elaine's armoire? I remember that for some reason when they brought this up.
It's war. On March the 9th, the USS and 2 classes of iron battles and many other injuries were monitored. April the 6th,
the old ironclads.
First battle. The first day of the fight is considered the first day of Albert Sidney Johnson's battle, the Veterinary of Independence and the Mexican War.
Oh, Mexican War. Okay, that was 1848. I mean, that already ended, but that brought in a whole bunch of problems the United States had to deal with. I mean, the United States, basically a third of it was added, or what's today a third of the United States was basically added by the Mexican-American War in the 1840s, which brought the whole slavery question up again because, up to that point, remember the whole thing was like even amount of slave states and free states, and that just again kicked the can down the river. So much land was added, though, in those conflicts with Mexico. Thanks, Polk.
The Alliance winning is no longer available in Ulysses S. Ulysses S.
Grant, just Ulysses S.
Alliance warship David Fat delivered a conference shield to the mouth of the Mississippi River. Fleet arrived on April the 25th.
Could withstand cannonballs.
In 2 days, the fortress falls with Alliance power.
Oh, yeah.
And the mouth of the Great River is under the control of the United States.
Mississippi, maybe?
May the 25th. Virginia's
most important river?
Battle. 2 weeks of maneuvering and fighting Cross Keys and the Royal Front. A comparative group.
This might be the weirdest of the translation videos we've seen. You know how most of them you could get like a decent idea of what they're talking about? I feel like I'm struggling with this one more than any other time. All right, there's Stonewall.
Stonewall Jackson attacks U.S.
He'll be dying in a bit.
Winchester and will succeed with the city. May the 31st, Fight Week. Commander of Virginia's merger, Robert E. Lee, turned the recovery to change his name to North Virginia.
Yeah, if we're gonna have a West
again,
if we're gonna have a Virginia and a West Virginia, there needs to be North Virginia. But we already saw them; they didn't like the other Virginias.
That's just Robert E. Lee. June the 6th, Memphis, Tennessee, local Charles Davis's American Fruit Exhibition was successfully defeated by the Mississippi
you can't have that
River
fruit, all right.
and Memphis. July the 17th, President. This statutory...
Which is president to like the 20th power. Wait, we got something coming out of the Declaration?
President. This statutory act can increase the requirements of the previous legislation of sugar products, allowing extensive bucking of ownership of confectionery products and preventing slave recognition and slave release. August the 30th, Second Baran's
It's like, are they dancing around like Emancipation Proclamation?
battle, which means the Second Menace, in case you needed to know. December the 24th, Jefferson Davis writes a warranty statement to the American Benjamin Butler.
He's like, Jefferson Davis, you know how he actually got his wealth and stuff? He was selling extended car warranties.
Bidden to treat the privates of New Orleans. In this profession, there is a declaration that the declaration must be sent to the individual states. Not as
true.
A black
I mean,
American
you can't.
military
Yeah.
soldier or white officers.
Is secession
treated
illegal?
As the end of the war, which is designed by Lincoln. Judge the war. 1863, July the 1st.
Segregated
the
groups.
search process was a war action that repeated itself as free, emphasizing the black team and clearing Southern white. This announcement was an
They're talking about like segregated groups. They were up there fighting for the Union, I guess.
important circular point in the US war, and in possible changes in order to rebuild the UN was a better union without condemnation.
I did not know there was a UN before, before World War II. I mean, we had the League of Nations before that, but okay. There was a secret early one created maybe after the 7 Years' War.
April 1863, Eastern Alliance.
Right, about halfway through the war.
Campaign in Virginia.
Battle of Fredericksburg, okay.
Lenga is sold in Fredericksburg. The Federal Army launched a campaign in Victorsburg, the last confession to the Mississippi River.
We're finally getting some actual events sort of referenced here.
May the 1st, the Association Parliament accepts the Retail team of Emerson Davis. This law believes that the judge is Tantal for the rebellion of slaves.
What's
the Black
Tantal?
Army and the Black Teeth are sent to the country,
Oh,
which is
jeez.
ended or loved. One of
Gonna
the two.
get to the
May the
dentist.
6th, campsite plan is dismantled and EU forces are being withdrawn. Win Lee
The EU.
in Chancellorsville.
The EU is there. See, you know how they were talking about, like they invaded France earlier? Hey, there was support from the foreigners. They were kind of seeing there. Remember, the United States has a lot of business now that they're an independent nation with foreign nations. Better want to see that. They get raw goods from America.
A great sacrifice will be destroyed, including the stone wall, Seabait, Def Jackson.
Close enough. Close enough. He did die of friendly fire, but, it's amazing how he died with the essentially friendly fire at night when he should have died probably so many other times actually in battle.
May the 10th. After Lee Jefferson asked Davis to take the war from Virginia.
Oh, they're mixing them up.
June the 9th, the Battle of Brandy Station Boat Riding America crosses the Rappahannock River.
What a battle,
discovering that Lee people are going to the Shenandoah Valley.
Shenandoah Valley?
Descendant of
There's
the
something
city
there.
As Vicksburg Alliance attacks
Vicksburg?
from
Okay.
bomb attacks.
I'm waiting for the Battle of Schrute Farms, the northernmost battle, even more north than Gettysburg.
Mississippi River's being up to a lot. I mean, I know it's important in the Civil War, but
They fought all around it. People love to think it was all over just like totally like East Coast. No, man. Mississippi is it's the lifeblood. It's the main artery of the U.S.
June the 14th, Battle of Second Winchester. Protection of the EU Army under the Robert Mill Army and Shenandoah Federal Valley. June the 28th, Gettysburg campaign continues. Confirmation passes through
Second
York.
northernmost
Set the
battle.
Federal Republic of the Bridge on fire and
Oh, no.
refused access to Oriental Beach.
Oh,
Sylviana has fallen. Billions must die.
race-specific.
July the 30th,
Beach.
Lincoln is a public order of 252.
Okay.
Responding to the refusal to treat a black soldier as a white soldier.
I mean, that's what people love to bring up, that he didn't necessarily have these like equal racial views and say they were equal there. Just as like, hey, we just can't expand slavery.
Replacement dental systems were effectively disabled.
That will help the invasion of the black
August
teeth.
21st, no, Lawrence. William Bake Kintrail in the storm of the Day Killers. Rivals.
Oh, jeez.
Missouri guerrilla attack.
Missouri guerrilla attack. Did you guys know there are guerrillas in Missouri? That's actually where Harambe was from.
and destroy most cities. Not Missouri guerrilla. Around
Planet of the Apes.
150 men and boys killed. September the 9th, he was saved by a moderate campus in Tennessee and immediately stopped North Georgia.
Yeah, I hate North. You gotta hate North Georgia.
September the 9th.
Except the heart of Georgia down south. You gotta get them damn hot Atlanta.
19th, the Army of the United States of Cumberland.
Another misspelling of Cumberland.
The leadership of William Roscram. December the 8th,
Roscram?
if Lincoln promises the United States, you will be able to squeeze the people.
It's true. That's what he was doing. You know how he said, like, a house divided itself cannot stand? That's why you squeeze it.
He participated in the out and issue a statement on the uniform and Reconstruction.
Yeah, I gotta look better.
1864, on February the 9th, 109 U.S. officers will run the news and fight the war. 48
They got their own
flights
news
took
network.
place in 2 bays.
Okay, before the invention of flight, think how much of an advantage that would have been.
February the 27th, Camp Sumter Prison is known as Andersonville Prison.
Okay,
Camp in
Andersonville,
Georgia.
okay.
This camp is
a theme.
famous for extreme tooth conditions and high level of equality.
It's like the third time they
between
mentioned teeth. His camp is famous for extreme tooth conditions, high level of equality between teeth. This is when the British came in and were flashing their chompers at us.
February the 17th, the first successful assault of the Civil War. In
Oh,
1995,
wasn't until 1964.
Hungary defeated and did not listen until the attack was.
Okay, so I'm thinking a couple things here. Maybe they mixed up with some other war at the Balkans in 1995, getting involved there. But maybe it's a different type of hunger. I mean, HUNGRY, that's like you're feeling hunger, not the country. But I'd like to imagine that it's somehow a mix of both.
Out. April the 9th, Battle of Pleasure Hill in Louisiana.
Wow,
the U.S.
Harvey.
Army was defeated by Richard Taylor Total.
We keep that one
12th,
secret.
After rushing in the Fort Pillow downtown and West Tennessee,
Oh, no.
the Parliament rejected something
Guys, if you were an adult like me, do you wish it was still socially acceptable to build like pillow and couch forts? I think it is.
but examined the store.
Or at least it should
Fort
be.
Pillow keeps emotional problems in the rest of the war stolen by Forrest reputation. May the 14th, the Sherman champion of Johnson is blocked by Tennessee.
Sherman's
Sherman
march?
takes precautionary measures that do not order additional Arabic.
Yeah, that was
June
part of it.
15th, attack in
That
St.
was part of it. They were converting everyone to Islam and giving them the Torah. Attack in
Virginia.
St. Petersburg?
After leaving the Cold
Not just
War,
Petersburg.
Potomac passed the arm of James River, and his army attacked the outer defense of
St.
St.
James.
Petersburg.
St. James
After
River.
4 days of blood, environmental spending contributions tends to isolate the city. Since July the 2nd, an army named Johnson, a great discreet
Who's just a
defense
family
and
of
little
Johnstons.
king, after several weeks of maneuvering and fighting. Johnson has been threatened by Shaman Mobile. Not Shaman Mobile. The mobile service if you do...
That's Shaman Mobile, the exclusive phone company of Mongolia.
July the 17th, I'd like to thank Joseph Johnson Belaford Center for the Tennessee Army.
Okay.
Big shout
Rip
out.
Kmart.
July the 21st, Battle of Atlanta.
There we go.
Second food, according to Sherman.
Yep.
Reduces the strength of the alliance.
He's a big
and
boy.
gives significant losses without positive
Gotta
results.
take March
July
to the sea.
30th, the Alliance Army was placed a big
Dude.
line in the neighboring St. Petersburg line.
It really is impressive how well the South did when they literally had when the North had the UN and the EU and whatever that other one was supposed to be, and St. Petersburg, Russia.
The following
They have
dogs
Catherine the
can
Great
be
on their side.
cancelled, and the American Army and the Cradle will remain unchanged.
I agree.
August the 5th, Mobile Bay Admiral David Farragut is an American fleet. To protect its mobile phone, Alabama Mobile
from
covers and
Shaman
protects
Mobile.
them from strong fortifications and the Southern Flotilla. August the 31st, Kath Jones Creek, Georgia. Don't know what I do. September the 1st, food evacuated Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, getting it out.
Sherman camps the city's army and protects the next day. September
Protect the food.
29th, the amalgamation is trying to return. October the 19th, the Battle of Cedar Creek, Virginia. I've surprised the early morning attack.
How dare them? We were trying to sleep in, okay?
Successfully attacked Jubalt, and I'm excited by Shendon's army from Cedar Creek's bank in Virginia. At the end of the day,
General
the
Shendon.
drawing is placed on the flight. November the 8th, Abraham Lincoln is the president of the United States.
Oh, they were taking so long to count the votes, even though he's elected in 1860. They finally made it official here at the end of the term.
I think you mentioned. December the 10th, 1864. The cookie settings on this website are set to allow cookies to provide the best browsing experience possible. If you continue to use this website without changing cookie settings or clicking accept below, you agree to this.
So that one at the bottom right, that's like the famous like Anschluss vote from the Germans to Austria in World War II and like backing of Adolf Hitler. Yeah, and then 9. So like the yeah was the big circle in the middle. So it was yes for that, and then 9 it was the small circle. That's fun to share in class.
The Savannah Army will power an amalgamated defender to take Fort Magallt and find the city.
Gotta get it.
Robot law.
Dude, look
February
at that guy.
1st, 1865.
War's almost over.
Savannah's army departs.
Sherman's march.
February the 17th.
Dude, this is the time when they were just, oh my gosh. Sherman's march were just burning everything. You did not want to be in the way of that.
The end ends. South Carolina and Confederate Sea Defender.
Charleston.
Evacuated by Charleston, South Carolina.
Yep.
February the 22nd. On the same
Time
day,
for Lee.
Joseph E. Johnson ordered the Tennessee Army and ordered the deputy John B. Food.
Was there any McClellan stuff in here? I didn't see any.
March the 4th, Lincoln.
It's all
second
Sherman.
president of Abraham.
Second term. Here we go.
Who was the first? March the 16th and the 19th, Sherman's army stopped the northern leadership of...
So interesting with that, with kind of the politics of Sherman's march, how it definitely was meant to make Lincoln look better as far as the war was going on. Because, you know, when you're in a war and you have an election coming up, the war needs to be going well for people to stand by you. So Sherman's march definitely had some political motivation behind it of trying to rush to get this thing over with by, you know, like by election time, or at least very close to it. Otherwise, it still seems like a stalemate or something. You may not be there, but that happens in wars in history, you know, in democracies. Wars got to be going well come election time, or you are out of there.
Fayetteville, but he managed to avoid the power that was given in Lyrie. April the 1st,
okay.
The Five Fork Conference version
The
of
Five
Virginia
Fork
will start
Conference.
deciding that the Lee champion will leave the Sieg line from St.
They're out of here.
to Richmond.
It's over.
April the 2nd, St. Petersburg General Terms and Conditions. April the 3rd,
time.
the U.S. Army is from Richmond. Damn, this whole time.
They've taken
April
everything now.
The 6th,
They've taken it all now.
The Seaman, Virginia. A part of the old town on the beach is engraved and true. April the 14th.
Time for the surrender.
John
Wilkes Booth.
Fort Sumner,
Was it from
USA
Fort Sumter?
and South Carolina are the same day.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how you become the president. You just kill the other one.
April.
the 15th. Andrew Johnson was the president of the United States.
Yep. So they went by, I guess they tried to get in they definitely tried to get in the Lincoln assassination and stuff. Andrew Johnson was his, for the second term for his presidency, was the vice president because he was a Southerner technically and was hoping to appeal to those sentiments. A very politically, supposed to be a very strategic, you know, campaign type of appointee for a running mate.
For the 26th, Joseph Johnson signed a document to hand over the Army and the Army of Tennessee at an Army conference. May the 12th,
Put your arms
is
down.
held in Palmito Ranch in
that's stressing.
Okayama Prefecture. Contact now. And April the 26th.
Let's see if they could try to get Appomattox
1865,
Courthouse.
Simon Bolivar Booker
I guess not.
agrees that the Trans-Mississippi Army
That's
will be
not what that
transferred
means,
to the
but
Trans-Mississippi Army.
there was their own.
on
They had their
June
own.
2nd, 1865.
Their own regiment, maybe.
The last major missile will officially be
we're in
transferred
missiles
to
now.
Civil War.
Will officially be transferred to the Civil War. Just as it was getting over, the missiles were there. All right, final thoughts. All right, I do think that was the wackiest translation I have seen in any of his videos. I was getting really lost, and I hope it wasn't just because I had these giant voids of American Civil War history, but it was getting pretty wild there. But I guess we were able to pick some of the major events from that. But anyways, always entertaining. Again, come see Harv coming over to History Showdown. Sub to the channel, and you will see those notifications and announcements heading your way. All right, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.